Okay, so I've got Live Another Life going on, which lets you start with a different, it basically lets you avoid the vanilla start at the chopping block, and gives you all kinds of options, but I have a tendency to use camping in the woods just because it puts me near Helgen. I've got a bunch of mods running, obviously, but anyway, so I'm near Helgen right now. And, I mean, look at this forest. This presumes you're very familiar with what vanilla Skyrim looks like. None of this looks like vanilla Skyrim. Look at the grass. It's like a very different place. I mean, I've spawned in this location so many times. If you haven't, then you might not know the difference. But, let me get my... Anyhow. Now this cave is not particularly dark, and you can see why. You have light sources. Natural light sources that keep it from being completely dark. But even so, you can't just easily see what's going on. Over here we have Rayloff the Stormcloak. As part of the alternate start mod, if you haven't used it, you come in here. They don't have voice dialogue for these guys at this particular point. You just pick which one you want to save, and it's like picking which one you left Helgen with. Because it's not voiced, it's kind of weird. You see his mouth moving, and you answer him, but you can't hear what he's saying. But basically, he's going to ask for a healing potion. And we will give him one. Alright, and so now we're at the point, just like in vanilla, where you're escaping the cave with Hadvar. Or Rayloff if you're a Stormcloak lover. Go into walking mode, so it's like walking through a forest. These forests are just fucking cool. Gorgeous. There's my little tent. And actually it shows me being tired in the lower right hand corner there. Even though it's only 11 a.m. Let's take a nap. Let's nap for like, I don't know, 4 hours. The Danielle size nap. Ah, now I'm rested, but I'm thirsty. Okay. Obviously I'm a milk drinker. I have a jug of milk in my inventory. Alright, well, anyway. Let's get down to the standing stones. We're gonna go with the warrior stone for this guy. Accept. Thank you, Sky Daddy. Nice. Okay. So here we are at the riverside. Another general view of Skyrim through up and down the river. Riverwood is significantly different. When we get there, you'll see what I mean. Okay, so here's Riverwood, which is going to be very different from what you're used to. There's my house. It's just a little shack, kind of, compared to the rest of Riverwood, and I'll come back to that in a sec. But look, I mean, Riverwood is like extremely different. You have a fishery. Completely different. Just a different place. Okay, so the starter home is pretty modest, and because of the way it would spawn things, most of these things like wine and whatnot, they're fixed objects. You can't interact with them. It's just meant to be a starting home base. You can interact with the mannequin and things like that, but as far as like the soul gems, it's just storage, you know. But for a humble little starting area, I've got a place to cook, a place to sleep, you know. I do have an enchanter and an alchemy lab and a mannequin. Not bad. Not bad at all for some podunk first level guy.
Till next time.
So this is your plan, Lucan?
Yes. So now you don't have to go, do you?
Check him out looking up
Oh,
through the...
really? Well, I think your
She's
new helper
upstairs.
here needs a guide.
No, by the 8, fine. But
I'll let them talk it out. Alright, so I'm going to cheat right quick. 0001D4 e-cig, and I'm going to spawn 6 of them because those things are going to come in handy. And then we're going to exit out of the command prompt. Okay. So now I should have, let me favorite that. I should have, yes. Oh, I did spawn them. He just wasn't buying them. Well, now I have 12 torches, so whatever. I don't really need her to tell me where Bleak Falls Barrow is, so yeah, check it out. Got a little fishery area, some docks, that fishing poles. In fact, you can come over here and take a fishing rod, and I will also favorite that. It's considered a weapon. It is when I'm using it because those fish are slayed. Alright. But at any rate, you can use fishing supplies, and what it'll do is let you catch fish. But you have to wait till it gives a strong pull, not just when it's playing around like that. Yay! River Betty! So anyway, Look at her. She's already coming out here to tell me where Bleak Falls Barrow is. She's going to be talking to herself, but look at the view. Trees on the mountainside. Pretty. Mud crab in the distance there, doing his thing, living his best life in the sun. Alright, anyway, on to Bleak Falls Barrow. That's the part that matters. Get through all this thick brush. It's not just a super well-worn path to a place nobody goes to, which was always weird. Now it's more of an isolated place. Okay, you recognize Bleak Falls Barrow, all that looks the same. And I ain't even gonna be stealthy about it, because that's not what this guy does. He's gonna run up here and say, "Who the fuck you think you are?" Hey.
Rip you open! We are routed!
I can take it.
Oh, good, because you just did. Alright, so, got L. Not a whole lot I care about. And the mod that I'm using to make people look better also happens to make only the women, because I'm guessing a guy made it naked when you take all the clothes off, so I'm not going to take all her armor off. That was kind of hilarious the first time I discovered that. Took their armor off and I was like, whoa, she's butt-ass naked. Then I'll also show you White Run, and that should give you a pretty decent taste of how all this works. I am going to go into stealth mode. Alright, so now I'm freezing, and I'm getting frostbite, so I need to get inside. Now here's that delay I'm talking about, and in the top left it's going to tell me how many seconds it took to turn out all the lights. .39 seconds. Okay, so you can see it's lit right there, and the reason why is because there are living NPCs nearby. So it scans to see where the NPCs are, and any lights within a certain range of them will stay on, because obviously they need to see in the dark. So it's realistic in that sense, that it doesn't just put humans in darkness. But where the Draugr are, there won't be any light. So that's what we're dealing with. And I'm only being sneaky for the moment because I'm wanting to warm up a minute. Alright, so here we are. We're approaching the darkness. Right? I'm going to go into walking mode because I also have weird sounds and stuff to make these dungeons a bit freakier. But now you can see I can't see shit. I can see it slid up there, and I can see that they're webbing. But the further in here I get, the darker it gets. Okay. So now I can hear the skeevers. Actually, no, that's going to be a Draugr. And this is what I'm talking about. If you're familiar, there's never a Draugr here. But because I use Genesis, which also spawns extra things that you don't expect, somewhere around here is a Draugr. We can hear it. I can only vaguely see that table in front of me. If I turn around slowly here so I don't lose my bearings, you can see how lit it is up there. Much more realistic. Okay, so let me go over to my torches. And I'm also going to favorite them. There we go. And I'm going to light a torch. Now I can see. But it doesn't fully light up the place, right? It's kind of a realistic torchlight. And I'm going to get out of walk mode because I think... There they are! Bastard. And there you go, that's what they look like. Mostly the same. Some of the texturing they did just to make them look less dry. But obviously you need a torch to explore anything, otherwise you will see nothing in these dungeons, and so it's a lot more immersive in that sense. A bit D&D-like when you're playing races that can't just see in the dark. Extremely dark down here, as you would expect. Something down there. I see movement. Interesting. Okay, so that I don't have to carry this torch right now, I'm going to light a fire. But I can only do that if I'm holding a torch. So now I have my own light up here, which means, and I need to favorite this too. I don't know why I didn't. I can now switch to a shield. I'm not going to be able to see real well. I need to lure them to me. I forgot I leveled up, so I grabbed this torch from him. Look at the lighting. I mean, fucking awesome, man. And then you come over here. I'm gonna search him and I'm gonna take his torch, so it's gonna go dark in here. Now, normally, you know, you can look up there and see, hey, there's a healing potion up there, where you can't really see that because it is dark and spooky, right? So the only way you're going to investigate areas now is with your trusty torch. Or if you're playing magic, you know, you can use the light spell. It's very realistic. It doesn't light up the whole room. And our guy is smart enough to look up there and go, hey, okay, snake, snake, fish. Gotcha. Here goes nothing. Hooray! Right on the outset, they want to make you a thief in this game. Uh-oh. They found me. Jackasses. Okay. Walking speed. Because in reality, that's what you would do. You wouldn't just be running around in the dark. So yeah, all the light sources get turned out, and you know, from here until really the rest of this entire place, there's nothing living to have lights on, so it is going to be dark. You're constantly dealing with the light. Now you can't light a fire here because it has no coals in it. In fact, there's nowhere to light a fire in this room, I discovered, so that's something to keep in mind. And the funny thing is, the first time I played this, I had Genesis turned up too high. So there were tons of Draugr down there. And I didn't have any torches, you know, my very first time I tried it. Boy, it was a mess. You know what? Yeah, why not? Let's just go ahead and max that part out. I'm also using Ordinator, which is gives you more perks and things, so that you can more streamline what kind of character you have. So if the skill tree looks different, that's why. Okay. No more shield for the moment. Ah, yes, this asshole. Now, interestingly, part of the darkening process is they remove the lanterns. So, you don't have that drop the lantern trap. That's one downside. Although I've found I don't really need it. If it really matters, you can always use flames. You start with it. But this guy is kind of a take them on directly sort of fighter, so. Walk carefully through here. Told you I kind of roleplay this stuff too. So I don't have them run through here, because if you did, you would almost surely slip on one of these rocks and break your damn ankle, and no one would come to find you. Now I've reached absolute darkness. No more shield. Okay. Hey, here we go, some more light. Dust motes floating in the air. Light from the glowing mushrooms. Sorry I didn't make it there, buddy. Hope you find what you're looking for in Sovngarde. And there's Genesis doing its fuckery. There's not usually a Draugr there. But what Genesis does is it will spawn things near treasure chests to have them guarded, much like what you might expect in D&D. Now, Bleak Falls Sanctum is going to count as another dungeon, so there's a delay right here while the Darkness mod does its thing. In my opinion, totally worth it. Some people complain, but I'm like, you know, it doesn't take that long, 14 seconds. I am in absolute darkness, guys. Cannot say a fucking thing, but something heard me come in. Look, they're alerted. Let's get our torch and see where we are. Okay. Can I light this? I can light this. Nice. Okay. So I know that there's some baddies not far away. This one can't be lit. Can this one? No. I mean, look, you can't see, but so far out, it's extremely immersive. I'll shut up and play on through, and you guys can judge for yourselves. Ruh-roh. Oh boy. And this is where Genesis will surprise you. Oh yeah, I'm gonna need a potion now. And some stamina, for crying out loud. Jesus. And here comes our next candidate. Out of the darkness. Hall of Stories. That actually looks carved, damn it. Compared to vanilla. There's the night sky. The only thing with I need in realistic water 2 is sometimes this area down here won't let you fill your water skins. Damn, I'm getting rained on. Okay, well, let's get some water. Try to get some water. Yeah, it doesn't recognize the water right here for some reason, but it will elsewhere. At any rate, this isn't gonna do, so... Good gracious. Fucking downpour. Okay. Get up here. Find a... nice unassuming spot to camp. Maybe right up in here. Here we go. Then campfire outside of the tent allows the tent to warm up. Game does account for that. So I won't freeze, and it'll burn for a long time because I made a roaring campfire. So now I'm going to sleep for 6 hours. It is still storming. We need to get back to Riverwood. If you destroy it, you can harvest some of the wood that didn't burn, but My weight limit is pretty much at its max, so I can't really carry the dead wood. How about if I go underwater? I'm still not close enough. I don't know what it is about this area. For some reason, I-need doesn't work with, I think it's realistic water too, and I have not found an answer for that, so that's the one immersion breaking thing. And yet, closer to Riverwood, I can get water. So, there's Anissa's cabin. Let's go ahead and discover it so I can come back and kill her later. Not right now. Go back to Riverwood. Didn't you learn anything from your friend? I think over here I can get water, if I remember right. So weird. But anyway, just be aware of that. And now my water skins are full. And I had a drink. Look how cool Riverwood looks, the logs and everything that aren't normally there. It's just neato. Take a slow walk to better appreciate the look and feel of Skyrim here. Familiar but different. These graphics overhauls and changing up Riverwood the way it did. You know, you have a way into Riverwood here that isn't normally there. So you don't have to go all the way to the stone bridge. Which is pretty neat. Just a totally different place. Oh, I hate bards.
True. You had best tell the Jarl in Whiterun.
So
He needs to know about this.
I like to catch him.
I've seen him
I like-
sneaking over to the Riverwood Trader to speak. Is that sarcasm? Still yellow. Here, let me give you a particularly venomous letter, saying it's from the Fandal.
I like to fuck him over and let Fandal be the winner in that whole spat.
Hurry up and tell Lucan you have the claw. He'll be so... What are you talking about? Oh my. Thank you for telling me the truth. Could you talk to Fandal as well?
Sure
I'm
thing.
sure he'll want to thank you for standing up.
Sooner you found it. I'm gonna put this back where it belongs. I'll never forget this. You've done a great thing for me and my sister. You're back from Bleak Falls. Did you find anything? Thank you so much for taking care of those thieves.
Riverwood's agreeable enough, I suppose. I appreciate your help. Please, take this. Some gold I've saved up from working at the mill.
I could have him as a follower, but I don't need that right now. Get the hell out of the rain. I'm gonna wait out the storm. And then once it clears up, I'll go to Whiterun. This is what I'm talking about, immersion. You know, you could go on through the rain. It's not that big of a deal. But in real life, you wouldn't want to travel to Whiterun in the rain. So. And actually, when it's cold weather, it can cause you to start freezing because you're drenched. So, there's that. Oh, also the house has its own music. Let's wait 4 hours and see if the rain passes. So the rain is passing, as expected. I hear it going past us. It's no longer wet. And I can travel to Whiterun. Sup, chicken? Yeah, you lost, didn't you, Sven? That's what you get for being a bard. Gnarled old tree. Wow. Little shortcut, I know.
I'm on my way to Windhelm to join up with the Stormcloaks. Ulfric has the right of it.
Yeah, well, whenever I do the Civil War quest, I'll be sure to kill you. Alright. Now look at Whiterun. Look at all those trees. It's a very different city. And when we get there, and through the magic of editing, we'll probably get there quicker. You'll see what I mean. It's...
We'll pay whatever it takes, but we must have more swords for the Imperial
Okay, so
soldiers.
welcome to the very different Whiterun.
Why don't you swallow that stubborn pride and ask Yorland Greymane?
I'd sooner bend my knee to Ulfric's Stormcloak. Besides, Greymane would never make steel for the Legion.
Have it your way. I'll take the job, but don't expect a miracle.
Totally different, guys. A lot easier to get turned around. It sounds like a city. And there are other places to go. Check this out. This is just normally just a house sitting back here, nothing special, but you've got all this stuff around it.
Oh, did you need something?
You have more shops. Yeah. Cool. That's where Isolde lives. Tundra Bakery.
Need something? Take a look.
Ooh, Cyrodiil apple pie. You know what? Sure. Dawn Star Sailor Bread. Take some of that. And a white run loaf.
All right, then.
Don't get that in your vanilla white run, do you? Sweet. Alright, so here's where the well is. You see what I mean? It doesn't look the same. I mean, it's like... There's the bannered mare.
Mister, could you spare a coin? Just 1 gold? Oh, thank you. Divines, bless your kind heart.
I don't want her sob story yet. I can't adopt.
What's the matter? You can't stand the sight of a strong Nord woman?
Is there something I can do for you?
Alright, and I don't want to get into warning them about dragons and all that, so I'm not going to go up to Dragon's Reach, but you can see just how different the game can be. Yeah. Do your research on the mods, you know. You can get some crazy stuff.